Hello everyone, welcome to Beginner to Advanced Excel tutorial, and in this part we are learning about Introduction to Macros in Excel. Macros are powerful tool in Excel that allows users to automate repetitive tasks. A macro is essentially a recorded sequence of actions in Excel that can be replayed anytime. These are especially useful for performing tasks that are repetitive or involve multiple steps. The steps to record and run a macro are given below. So first we will copy some data and create an Excel file. In our Excel file, we will simply paste that data and save this file as macro test. So we have saved this file as intro. So first we have to enable the developer tab. For that we have to go to file options and customize ribbon. Under the right panel, choose developer option and click OK. So from here we can find file here and options. Here you will find data proofreading, different type of options. Here we have customize ribbon. In customize ribbon we have to find developer options. So in the right panel you can see the developer option is there and it is currently unchecked. We will check it, click OK, and here we will have the developer tab. In developer tab we have option for record macro. So here we can start recording. Now we will click record macro. In the dialog box that comes, we will enter a macro name, for example format table. You can write any name here. So we will go to developer option and record macro. Here we will write any macro name, for example format table. Here we have to write a shortcut key, like obviously we are using Windows, so it is asking control plus what. So let's say we write control plus shift plus something. So since it is format table, we will write control plus shift plus F. Okay. So this is a shortcut that we are creating. Make sure this particular shortcut is not assigned to anything else. And then it is asking where to store the macro. You can store it in personal macro workbook, new workbook, or this workbook. You can optionally write description. It makes cells bold and color blue, whatever you want to say. Okay, and click OK. Once you click OK, it recording has started. Select your cells, go to home tab, make everything bold, then italic, go to font, then make everything blue color. Just giving an example, you can do any other task that is repetitive. Now you can go back to developer and stop recording. Now we only perform basic operations. You can also perform some kind of action. You can apply formula or whatever you have learned so far in the tutorial. You can perform those actions. Now let's say we have another sheet here. Okay. In this sheet we have some other data. So I have simply pasted some random data here. I will put my mouse here and now we will run my macro. So again in this sheet, when we are inside the developer tab, we have macros. In macros you will find your recorded macros. Okay, you can select the macro you want to start and you can see based on the selection it has performed the same actions. Okay, it has performed the same action. Like here there were 2 columns and 4 rows. So it has selected 2 columns and 4 rows and made them bold. This is a very simple example of how you can apply the same formatting on different sheets. So suppose you have spent uh, some time on formatting your entire sheet and then it becomes very hard to copy the entire formatting once again, but with the help of macros, you can see within seconds it gave me the same styling. Okay. Obviously, in our formatting, we involved only a few steps, but we can apply any number of steps. So let's take another example. For example, we took this month sales example. So for example, apply a bold font to headers, apply borders to the table, format the sales column as currency. Okay, you can perform this step also, and every time you will mention other data somewhere else and you will select that tab, so it will automatically apply the same formatting to your table. The steps are given here. What are best practices for using macros? You should use descriptive names for macros, and you should provide some kind of description so that later when you will open your workbook, you will be able to see whatever you did. Store macros in a personal macro workbook if you want them available across all workbooks. Okay. So if you want to use this macro that we recorded in all other workbooks, so you can store them in a personal macro workbook also. And you can test your macro on some sample data set first and then save the workbook as Excel macro enabled workbook. So this is currently saved as macro intro.xlx. We will save it as macro enabled workbook. Before that, I will just remove these cells. Now go to file, save as. So here you will see second option is Excel macro enabled workbook. Okay, and save. So I will provide this sheet to you so that you will see if any cell, if you will create your values, if you will write your values, apply the formula, it will apply it to the same value. Now we will see some more example of macros in upcoming chapters.